Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Knights of Prospect. I'm Vil, a ranger, and of course, the best shot in the Riverlands. Everybody says so. If they say something different, they're lying. And I'm joined today by Winnie, the wandering bard, by Jelly, the wily thief, and by Raz, the healer, lover, and priest of Enteresh. And of course, Holby the duck, everybody's favorite mallard. Feel free to join us on Twitch tonight and jump into the comments to role play right along. You'll have some friends joining you there. And like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Knights of Prospect. GM, take us away.
Okay, everybody. The four of you are in a tavern in a farming village about a day outside of Tower Town, your home. So I want one of you to tell me the name of this village, someone else to tell me something about the village, and then we'll go on from there and talk about the tavern that you're in.
The name is Greenleaves.
And the town is in a perpetual state of autumn.
It's a lovely little town. Everybody seems to know everybody in this village, and everyone's quite friendly.
It seems the primary agricultural product is a sort of tiny yellow squash, sort of oblong in shape, sort of glowing.
Yeah, Greenleaves, as you all know, is something of a magical experiment. I don't want to say gone wrong, because it hasn't gone wrong. It's just always harvest season in Greenleaves due to some ritual that a bunch of mages did probably a century ago. So there is squash in such abundance that they don't even charge for it. So no matter what happens during this week's adventure, one thing is for sure, and that you will leave this town with a bushel of squash. Let's talk about the tavern you're in. Someone name it, and then let's talk about it.
It's called the Canary's Cupboard. It's a dusty place.
It's small. There's not a lot of room to walk around. It's one of these weird places where every table has swinging doors in front of it. Mm-hmm. So when you get in, you feel like it's just you and your pals. A lot of privacy in this place.
Yeah.
And maybe because it's so private, the bartender doesn't even mind when you set a duck down next to you at the table.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting bar. One of the few in Greenleaves, because Greenleaves is not a terribly large town. Winnie, you as a bard are not terribly familiar with it because essentially it's made of all private booths. So this isn't really a place that a relatively famous bard, which is what you are, would go, really. That said, it is nice. It is pleasant. The bartender is affable enough. You're all here because, Raz, a note was left in the donation box of your church that read specifically this. We've heard that you and your friends like to help people. We need your help. We can't pay you, but we don't know who else to turn to. If you can, please meet us at the Canary's Cupboard in Greenleaves at sundown. And you all, it's a fairly easy ride along a main road from Tower Town to Greenleaves. So you've been here for a few hours, kind of getting used to the town, enjoying the town. And it's not yet sundown, but you're all kind of piled into a booth. Vil, you currently have in your possession the staff that you picked up off of a justifiably killed wizard last week. It's, a staff. It's essentially a walking stick with a big soul gem in it. And you're all essentially just looking at it. Vil, this is kind of a very convenient group of people to examine this with because Winnie as a bard is an expert in magical effects. Raz is an expert in souls, and Jelly is an expert in expensive things. So, Vil, to kind of get a sense of this thing that you have, that you are really drawn to, this is kind of your brain trust. All you know about it is that the soul gem at the top of it could hold a dragon soul, but you don't know how valuable it is or how valuable it could be with or without a dragon soul in it, and what you would even do with it if there was a dragon soul in it. So since you all have time to kill, you're all sitting in a private booth with a pile of finger foods at the table, but then kind of laid across the middle of the table is this powerful relic.
Barkeep, we're gonna need another round over here. I had an ale. Winnie and Bill, what were you drinking?
Mead.
Mead.
2 meads, 1 ale, and a milk for Jelly.
No, and another round of those little nuggets. That's like a nice little salty meat nugget. Let's get another round of those.
Snail jelly.
1 round of salty snails. Thank you.
Salty snail poppers, double on the milk, everything else. You got it, Father.
Okay. What do we know about this staff? Let's summarize.
Well, we know that it allegedly can hold a dragon soul, and we know that it is very shiny, if you'll notice, toward the top. We know that it's the wood is made of black ash and carved by a very talented friend of mine. And
Is this from the Black Ash Forest?
yes.
Oh,
Do you know it?
I've been through there a couple of times. It's
Far
dark.
from Power Town.
Yeah. Well, people from my parish come from everywhere, and if they need some help, I go out and help them.
Yes, it is from the Black Ash Forest. I retrieved it myself.
That's an incredibly rare kind of wood.
It is.
Extremely expensive.
And not everybody can work with it, so Radish is the very best.
Do you mind if I hold it?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I wonder, sometimes magical artifacts have a bit of a hum, and I can attune myself to it. I wanna know if it speaks to me, if I can gather anything about it.
Doesn't talk. It's not alive.
It's not that kind of speaking, Bill. It's a musical speak.
Singing. That's called singing.
2d6, and I'll give you a +1 because this is your expertise is magic and magical artifacts.
10.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple of general things, and then you could ask something specific about it. The general things are, this thing doesn't necessarily have a hum to it, that not necessarily kind of an energy imparted to it that you can kind of pick up as a sound. Essentially, it's like being in an empty concert hall, in that it could hold a lot of energy. So it's almost like when you're holding it, it's like you are in the biggest space you could imagine. So it makes sense to you. This is one of only a couple of soul gems you've ever actually physically held on to. The sense you get is it's clearly empty. There's nothing in it, but also it could hold something profoundly large.
I wonder. I'd like to know whether or not it has evil intent woven into it.
So you don't think so. This thing is, it's not like a sword where when you look at a sword, you know the purpose of the sword. This is more of a tool, like a hammer or a saw. It's something that could clearly be used for evil, but it's not made of evil intent. Essentially, soul gems can be crafted by a pretty good enchanter, and a staff like this could be made by a very good kind of woodworker. And since Vil knows the woodworker and can attest to her general goodness, the thing wasn't necessarily built to be evil.
And can I tell how to use it? How you might capture a soul?
So that's not your area of expertise. That said, Raz, who's here, or potentially a wizard, might know how. Essentially, it would involve, based on the songs that you've sung about lost loves trying to resurrect, the dead and stuff like that. Essentially, it involves finding someone that's about to die and then doing something very specific to trap their soul. There are probably other ways as well. That's the only one you've sung about. Raz would know more.
I have captured a soul of my own in this bag of stones that I have here.
Oh.
Back where I came from, a friend of mine and I were playing out by the river, and I cast a spell, and I accidentally caught his soul in one of these very stones. And I ran away from that town, and I swore to never cast that spell again. And he still sits here in this bag inside one of these stones, and I don't know what to do with it.
Maybe you
Raz,
should put it on a very tiny staff.
Well, that would
Perhaps. I feel like if I keep him in this bag, then he'll be safe. And maybe on a staff, if you accidentally use it in battle, you don't know what's going to happen. It's too much of a risk.
If we happened upon an empty body, do you think you could put your friend's soul from the stone back into a...
Well, see, that's the thing is I don't know how to undo it. So maybe if we had a wizard or another more advanced cleric who could sort of undo this, then I think with an empty body, we certainly could get him back, and that would be glorious because I'd have my friend back.
Wait,
I haven't spoken to him in over 15 years.
can I see your friend? Can you pass the stone? Thanks. It's really smooth. It's like a lavender shade. Kind of looks like one of the snail's nuggets. Wow.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Please don't eat it.
That's incredible that you had that foresight, that was an instinct. But, I'm almost, I'm going to be 12 next year. So my maturity is really through the roof these days. Here you go. Just curious, I really like to get a sense of different items. It looks like it'd be incredibly valuable, but I understand the emotional sentiment. So you probably want to hold on to that.
Joe, you've probably collected lots of stuff. Have you ever seen a soul inside of a stone before?
No, I've never seen a soul inside of the stone. That's why I had to touch it for myself. I had to really get a handle on that.
Right.
First time.
Huh.
Jelly, I want you to roll 2d6, and I'm going to give you a +1 because of your connections to the criminal underworld as an incredibly well-connected 11-year-old, to kind of get a sense of the value of kind of soul gems generally.
All right. Well, I rolled a 10 plus 1 is an 11.
Yeah. So how much, and this is entirely up to you because you rolled a 10, how much kind of is all of this worth? How much is a gemstone with a human soul in it? How much is an empty, large soul stone worth? How much is a dragon's soul worth? You tell us.
Well, it's really an exorbitant price point, kind of beyond, our abilities to calculate, but it's around 400 million squid, which is a metric of currency for a human soul stone. And that's something that a lot of people aren't aware of, but that's an exorbitant amount of wealth. A dragon, that's going to be a little bit more. In fact, it's going to be double that. It's going to be 800,000 million squid. Again, this metric of currency. It's really something that I've never seen in person. Again, that's why I asked to see it. But something I've heard about in songs and storybooks from bards and the like.
But here's the thing is you can't really put the price on somebody's soul, can you? I mean, this is my friend we're talking about. I wouldn't sell him for 800,000 million. 800 billion squid.
And squid.
Even
I'd sell a
800
soul
billion
for a
squid.
price.
You would sell one of us for some
I'd
amount
say
of
one
squid?
of you.
Interesting.
It's like the right soul or the wrong soul, for that matter. No.
Right. But what about one of your friends? Would you sell one of your friends out?
There's a lot of context missing here.
Okay.
Were they one of my friends at the exact time that I was given the opportunity to sell a soul?
No, let's say it's an old friend that you lost touch with,
Awesome.
and then somebody got their soul in a stone. You need some cash. You have this stone with your friend's soul in it.
What's
you
the
can sell
offer?
it. 800,000 million
Million
squid.
squid.
Hmm.
So how much do we think the staff is worth?
Mm. Well,
Up to Jelly.
a staff is really, the thing about a staff is it's as valuable as the soul stone in a lot of ways for a lot of the dealers that I've personally encountered in the underbelly of the social circles that we run in together. It's something where its capacity to hold a soul stone is really going to indicate its potential worth. So it's a fraction. It's a fraction of a soul stone's worth. It's like 400, 400 squid.
Well,
That's a fraction.
let's imagine for a moment that I'm not interested in squid.
Okay. Whoa.
I'm sorry. I'm not from the underbelly. I'm from the overbelly. So I'm looking to purchase arrows, bread, materials, supplies. We trade in gold. Any idea, Billy? I know that's a little outside your typical.
I just want to say that squid might be a new form of currency, but it's really going to tick up in value over the next few years. So I think it'd be wise to invest in squid now rather than wait.
I mean,
But
I have
that's just
10
my-
squid in my pocket. Do I know how much this is worth, really?
Raz, have you been carrying that this whole time?
10 squid?
I was wondering what that smell was.
I've got a couple too.
Oh yeah. Squid in a lot of ways is the future, one might argue.
Huh. So
Well,
I will hold on to it then.
Yeah, the benefits
know
of
that.
carrying squid is the squid itself is kind of a magical organic currency in which you can always kind of trace where it came from. So that's, I mean, squid may well be the future. If you were to translate all of that into gold, essentially, if you were able to capture a dragon stone in this staff, and you said you were going to sell it to the highest bidder, you could probably buy a castle with it. A stone large enough to house a dragon soul and an actual dragon soul in that stone. There would be some powerful wizard, some enchanter, someone that's trying to make a 30-foot tall brass golem that needs a power source that would essentially give you enough money or squid that you could probably buy a small town.
Wow.
So
Well,
you're sitting on a lot of potential.
Somebody who would be interested in buying a castle might be pretty excited right now. I just don't know what to do with it. My friend made it. It's a very powerful object. And Raz, maybe this is a question for you. If this staff got into the wrong hands, and by that I mean hands that are evil, is that my fault if I don't hold on? If I don't protect this staff, what do you think I should do?
I think, given that this staff may hold a lot of power, it is your responsibility to take care of it. In the wrong hands, this staff could capture many souls. It could be the end of civilization. So giving it away maybe is not a good idea. If I were you, I would hold on to it.
Responsibility makes me thirsty. Where's
Where
my
is that barkeep?
And the barkeep comes back around with snail poppers, milk, ale, and mead. And as you're kind of digging into round two, two women enter, kind of dressed for the chill in the air, and are immediately kind of scanning the room. Like they kind of start popping their head over these almost like little kind of saloon door booths. It's very clear that they're kind of doing this, like, are you looking for us eye contact thing, like you're trying to meet someone at a bar that you don't know. But eventually they kind of peer into yours, and, it's your clothes, your heroic aura, something like that. But these two women kind of look at you and you look at them, and it's very clear that they're here to see you. So you all kind of bunch into the booth more, and the two of them sit down, and kind of the two women look at each other and almost like silently agree that one of them will be speaking. And one of the women says, you would be Raz, yes? And all of you are Bill, Jelly, Winnie from Tower Town?
Yes. We're
Yeah.
happy to make your acquaintance. I am Raspberry, Cloberry, Snowberry.
Yes, we've heard of you. We've all heard of you around here. All of you. We need your help. It's about our daughter.
Go on.
Well, her name is Amma, and she is missing. And then the other woman kind of raises a hand. All right, well, she's not missing. She left to join a group of what I assume are thieves or highwaymen.
She sounds like a smart, cute girl.
We don't think so.
You don't think your daughter's smart? I bet she is. Probably she is.
Well, she is, but you're not smart if you join a group of thieves that waylay people on the road.
Waylay.
That's what they do. At least if it's the same people we think she joined, it's what they do. They're called the Laughing Companions. They're a group, and they set up toll booths along roads and kind of rob people of their belongings and try to recruit. And they've engaged in kidnapping, and we don't think Amma's kidnapped, but she left our home with our jewelry and family heirlooms, and we think she gave it to them to admit her into their group.
We certainly don't support waylayers.
Question: do these folks laugh after they steal?
After they waylay?
Oh, probably, yes. I assume someone's laughing. Why else would they choose that name?
See, this is where, Jelly, I respect you and your profession. And you know what I respect? Is that you're willing to look the people that you steal from in the eye, and you don't laugh directly in front of their face. You wait until you leave.
I wait until I leave. And that's a personal choice in terms of my style. But yeah, that group I know quite well. The toll booths, it's a little kitschy, but there's good fun to be had there. So when did you last see her?
About 4 or 5 days ago. The three of us had an argument, and she, for weeks and weeks, and there was someone in Greenleaves that, kind of recruited her, I guess. And she said that if we ever got into a fight, that's where she would go, and that's where we think she went. Jelly, you definitely have heard of the Laughing Companions. To call them thieves is kind of a misnomer, though you didn't necessarily want to correct these women, since they're clearly going through it. But essentially, they're a group of highwaymen. So they rob, but it's not burglary. They'll literally, like, a wagon will be going along a road, and they will surround it and just ask for possessions, and if not, there's a threat of violence. And it's fairly distasteful stuff. That they operate in the Silver Kingdom, which is the Riverlands are very big and vast, and they stretch all the way from kind of the coast all the way into the mountains. But kind of sitting in the absolute middle of the Riverlands is this enormous forest called the Silver Kingdom. And so all you know about them is they're based somewhere within the Silver Kingdom. Greenleaves is kind of on the outskirts of it. And the roads that crisscross the Silver Kingdom are essentially perfect for, well-armed people to jump out from behind trees and dislodge people of their belongings.
The Laughing Companions, huh? LC. LC was written on one of the walls of Riz's church after the statue of Enteresh had been stolen. LC, Laughing Companion.
LC. And it was in lowercase. I thought it meant lowercase. No. Laughing.
No.
Yes.
That
Laughing.
makes a lot of sense.
That's so.
There's no group called the Lowercases, as far as I know.
No, there's not.
Not even in the underbelly.
No,
Not
not
even in the underbelly?
No.
Oh, we have to help these women.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what was your family argument about?
Well, it was about Amma leaving. She wanted to go up to Catavia and go to school up there, but we thought that there were plenty of fine schools here in Tower Town, where you're all from, or Pilgrim's Rest. But she wanted to go far from home. We wanted her to stay a little closer, and she accused us of smothering her with attention and not being able to let her go. And she said, "Well, I'll show you by going somewhere where you can't possibly tell me what to do." It's
Have you considered that maybe you were smothering her?
They look at each other. We have discussed this amongst ourselves, and we would love to talk about it with our daughter once we see her again.
All right. So it sounds like you're restless, you're curious, you're worried. You know what? Let me put out word to that criminal underbelly, see if we can understand the status of Amma with the Laughing Companions. See if she was kidnapped against her will, or if she's there of her own volition and really thriving. Let me put out word to the underbelly here.
Cool. So you kind of wrap up the conversation with them. They've kind of told you everything that they know. The Laughing Companions is, a relatively new, relatively tough group that's kind of an amalgam of people from throughout these small villages. But yeah, Jelly, you want to see if you can learn more specifically about Amma's kind of status. So that's going to be a connections roll. That's going to be 2d6 plus your charisma.
Rolled a 5.
Well, you're going to get some news, but it's going to be bad. The news you don't get is how Amma is doing. The bad news you do get is that the Laughing Companions are actively recruiting, and anyone interested in joining their ranks should go to their headquarters. So you were hoping that maybe there was a recruiter of this criminal group in town or something, but essentially they've taken over an overgrown old castle kind of deep in the forest, like a couple of days in. And that's essentially where you'd want to go if you wanted to be recruited by them. So you know where it is, but essentially, we kind of jump forward a little bit. You kind of do a little bit of research. Yeah, this castle's an honest to goodness fortress. The reason why it was abandoned is the Silver Kingdom, in this big forest, there used to be kind of an empire based within it, and that empire fell. And now there's this giant old castle in the middle of it that is not really near anything that needs a giant castle. So big walls, parapets, maybe a moat. It's certainly a good place to fortify. So that's the story.
I have an idea. We all act like we want to join the Laughing Companions to get entrance into the castle, and then we try to find Amma.
Oh, no thanks. I don't really want to be a laughing companion.
Well, we don't have to actually join. We just pretend like we want to join. And then once we're in, we find Amma, we get her out, and we never have to speak to the laughing companions again, unless Jelly, you want to.
I don't think Raz would want to be a laughing companion either.
That's not the.
I
We're not
think
actually.
being a part of the Laughing Companions might defeat the purpose of the mission.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable being both a knight of Prospect and a laughing companion.
It's pretend, like not really be a laughing, like acting.
Well, if we just pretend to go to the castle, we're never gonna find the daughter.
I don't mean actually pretend to go. I mean really go to the castle, but pretend like we're interested in joining the laughing companions.
But once we're part of the Laughing Companions, we'll be compelled to steal and thieve.
So
who knows what we'd be capable of?
what you're suggesting, we could steal their trust.
Yes.
I don't mind stealing things.
Oh, like tell a lie.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes, I could tell a lie.
Tell a lie for the greater good. I see
That's
what
what
you
this
mean.
is. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Hobie, you're just going to have to keep a low profile.
Whack.
Hobie is a terrible liar. He's too honest.
Yeah, your duck and business partner Hobie is honest to a fault, which is a tremendous benefit 99% of the time.
Yeah, he has very honest eyes, so if they look in his eyes, it might be a no-go.
Could he wear some sort of
Sunglasses?
darkening glasses? Yeah, like a sunglass.
That would help, yes, if we could find Hobie a pair of duck-sized sunglasses.
I actually have a pair in my purse.
Perfect.
It's a long story, but here, Hobie.
Wow,
Excellent.
those are gorgeous. They really frame you.
Really good on you.
You look great.
I love the cat eyes.
So that's actually kind of a question for all of you. You're at a point now after kind of months upon months of, very public good deeds that you're fairly recognizable. And, yes, there's a abandoned castle in the middle of the woods here, but you're actively known as petitioning to join the Knights of Prospect. You're kind of heroes in your own right. So the big question that you all have to decide on is, are you going to present yourself as yourselves or under some kind of false names and with disguises?
Disguises.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking disguises easily. I could, if you don't mind, I could sit on someone's shoulders and we wear like a long, like robe. We look like a tall.
Perhaps I have an idea.
Yeah.
What?
Perhaps you can capture me and bring me to the Laughing Companions and offer me as a sacrifice to get them on your side, and they won't suspect a thing.
Like
all pretend.
Our very own waylay.
Exactly.
No way.
What if I sort of kind of roll around in mud and put sticks around me and I become sort of kind of a mud monster?
Oh,
that's a kind of disguise I can think of.
That's really good.
Okay, so we're going to jump forward 2 days. Jelly, you are on Winnie's shoulders, being essentially a 8-foot-tall, trench-coated Goliath. And Vil, you are covered in filth. And so the two of you are kind of escorting, Raz, who is remaining a dressed like a priest, dressed like himself, up to the gates of this castle. So essentially the what you see here is a lot of work has clearly gone in. It looks like the Laughing Companions have a lot of hands these days because, the entire forest, you're now 2 days into some pretty deep forest. And, this castle here is not immense or anything, but it's, this kind of big stone building all overgrown with vines and trees and kind of a palisade wall of wooden timbers around it. Now, the kind of trees have essentially overtaken that outer wall, and you can see trees kind of growing up in the courtyard around the building in the middle of the wall. But you can hear for like an hour as you're approaching the sound of axes. And when you actually get close enough, you see a lot of people all wearing these like sashes, these like red and green sashes, like literally felling trees. And, Vil, as someone that's traveled the world quite a bit, you understand what they're doing. This is essentially a fortified position. So they're trying to create kind of like an open area around it so that essentially if people tried to attack and dislodge them, they could shoot a bunch of arrows down from the walls. So, it looks like they're not just some small group of toughs that are shaking down, the elderly for money. This looks like an organized and fairly disciplined effort here.
Yeah.
You make you don't try to hide yourself in any way. You're literally walking up with a captured man. So one of the people felling trees kind of quick like elbows a buddy, and the two of them run up to you. Yeah, what's this all about?
Hey, pal.
Hey.
Good evening. Good day.
Let me go.
No. Whack.
Oh,
Wow. On the head. So we've got this man here. As you can see, I'm sort of a mud man myself, and we've got Tall Boy next to me. So what this is just a basic mud man, Tall Boy captured situation. So I don't know what you want me to say. We got to bring this guy inside.
Laughing Companions, this is for you. This offering.
Please
Pay
help
no
me, sir.
attention to the
Please
very
help me. Please let me go.
No, whack.
No.
Oh, nice.
All right. I want one of you, dealer's choice, to roll 2d6 plus charisma to try to convince this skeptical brigand to let you in.
I would do it, but I don't think it makes sense for your torso to roll.
Oh, I'll roll. And I don't usually wear a raccoon hat. That's not something I would ever wear as a tall boy. I wear this black moss tuft as a headpiece. And now I'll roll.
Mm-hmm.
The Tall Boy has a lovely headpiece, as you can see.
As you can see.
There's really no reason to not let in a mud man and a tall boy with a captured this guy.
Priest.
Whack!
I rolled an 8.
I mean, look, we're whacking priests, so we're obviously born waylayers.
Okay. So Jelly, it's going to be your choice since you rolled here. That's a partial success. So you can either speak to their leader outside the walls here, or they could bring you in and throw you in a jail cell until they sort out who the heck you are. Your choice.
Jail cell sounds kind of...
We would like to speak to the leader.
Okay, so the way it plays out is, essentially these two brigands kind of don't know the angle of approach for understanding the situation, and so they kind of say, well, we should probably get Hal, right? Yeah, we're going to get Hal. Hal will sort this out for us.
I join them and I go, yeah, you should probably get Hal.
Yeah, right, that's what I'm saying. Hey, wait a minute. One of them pulls from her kind of belt like a whistle and kind of loudly blows into it, and you're kind of all standing there for a few minutes, and eventually someone who certainly walks with the confidence of someone leading a group of brigands kind of emerges from the big wooden doorway in the palisade wall. And this is Hal the Red. So I want each of you to just give me a sentence about Hal the Red. What is Hal all about?
He smells like meat.
He's
Lots of meat.
got a hawk perched on his shoulder, and the hawk has a very small leather vest on.
The hawk is also wearing sunglasses, kind of similar to Hobie's.
Hal is a big, burly guy, but he has a very high-pitched voice. And if you point that out, good luck leaving with your life.
Yeah, so Hal, kind of in his resplendence, approaches all of you and looks you all over and, all right, what exactly are we dealing with here?
Tall boy.
I'm just your basic mud man.
Aha. And you there with your hands tied up, you are Raz of Tower Town, yes?
Yes, I've been captured on a journey through the forest. Please save me. Ow!
Nice.
Please let me go.
So what is it you want? Moss creature and tall boy?
That's a great question. I think the answer to that question is inside Tall Boy's trench coat. Just a second. Wait, what did we want? Do we want to go inside?
We want to join, and to prove ourselves, we decided to bring a well-renowned Knights of Prospect to prove that we will be an asset to them, to the LC. Okay? And then all we want to do is get in, and then we can find Amma.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Just checking on my indigestion.
I had written a note to myself inside the coat. And now I remember, me and Tallboy, we're really hoping to join the Laughing Crew. And as you can see, we brought this renowned priest. You might know him as Raz, as a potential knight of...
I am Raz the priest from Tower Town.
Very easy target of capture, very difficult capture due to his magic and the big guy watching over him. So this is a pretty fair demonstration of our waylaying skills.
And I'm so tall.
Yeah, Hal the Red kind of tips his head over to his hawk, and his hawk looks back at him and kind of pauses for a moment. They'll roll just 2d6 plus your wisdom.
Alrighty. That would be a 10.
Okay.
For a mud man.
So, Hal the Red, you know that Hal the Red is seeing through this. It's very clear to you that, but Hal is not, about to kind of grip his axe and try to kill you all or something. He appears more bemused than anything else. But the sense you get is he is willing to play along with this charade as long as you all are. And so with that, he kind of stiffens up and says, well, I will take this gift with the intention that it was given. But alas, I do not have need for a cleric, especially one that has been slapped so many times. But if you want to join the Laughing Companions,
Mm.
all you have to do is kill him in front of me right now, and then you're in. I will make both of you lieutenants, in fact. Such
Oh,
is my how impressed I am for you to capture someone that may be weeks away from joining the Knights of Prospect. Certainly no easy feat.
no, that.
What is the
What did he
price of a soul?
8.
Oh, don't mind him. That's just a callback. Whack!
Ow!
Nice.
Killing him should be no problem. No problem for a mudman and a tall boy. Hold on one second. I left a piece of hard candy inside the trench coat.
I have a lot of squid in my pocket. My proposition is that we kill all the squid and then spread all the blood onto Raz's body just as we kill him. And that way it'll
They're never
look.
gonna fall for that. They're never
You
gonna
don't-
fall. That's never
Raz, I wasn't talking to you. You're not part of this.
All right, I have to
I
go
can hear
down
you.
into my coat and talk too.
I'm a little just. Hey, I'm a little just tempted to kill Big Hal instead. Is that not an option?
I have.
That
We-
works.
I could use an oil of Tajit to make him fall into a sleep that looks like death.
Really? You can do that?
I think so.
That's like
Wait.
Ramia and Juliet.
Pass it down.
Okay.
Who are they? Friends of yours? Pass it down to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a minute. Here it is. Yeah, it is. It's in a
I got it.
vial.
All right, I'm gonna pretend to kill him.
And rub it on.
Pretend, remember.
Rub it on him.
I'm gonna really try and make it just pretend. I'm not a very good actor, but I'm gonna
I have
try
a
to
bunch
make
of
it a
squid
pretend
ink.
killing.
To
The,
start.
the stakes couldn't be higher.
Okay, all right. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Here's how this is going to work here. You need to essentially deliver an ostensibly killing blow to Raz the cleric.
Yeah.
You have the oil of Tajit, which will put someone into a very deep, almost death-like sleep if applied properly. And you know that jelly kind of concocted a pretty large dose. In order to make it pretty realistic, though, you're going to have to do it with a weapon. You can't just like slap them with the stuff.
Yeah.
And the weapon you have on you that makes the most sense is the staff.
Yeah.
So the way this is going to work is I need you to roll a hack and slash roll on Raz. It's going to be 2d6 plus your strength, hitting him with the staff that is covered with this oil.
Yep.
And well, we're going to see what happens.
Okay. Here we go. So what I got here is just your basic mudman magic. I've got my mudman staff, as every mudman should. One whack of the mudman staff, and it's usually enough to take out a mountain troll, let alone a decrepit old man like
I'm not that decrepit or old.
whack. All right, here we go. I'm not nervous at all about this. Mudman's done it a million times. Here we go.
That's a seasoned mudman.
Ah,
And that roll is going to be a 6 total.
Okay. A 6 is a failure.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm still awake.
Raz, yes, you are. But you can't feel anything. And in point of fact, you're no longer in the Silver Kingdom. You're not in the forest, and you don't know where your friends are. You are, in point of fact, actually, Raz, what's the most peaceful place that you ever are? The place that you go to that's like a sanctuary for you?
That would have to be my own church. My bedroom in my church, where I pray to Entourage every night.
And that's exactly where you are. You're in your bedroom, and it's warm, and there's a fire going, and you have an evening snack out and you're kind of perusing your books and preparing your prayers.
Must be nice.
You, in point of fact, have never really felt this good in your entire life. It's as if this moment you're in could last forever.
Uh-oh.
Vil, Jelly, and Winnie, here's what happened. Vil, you struck Raz in the head with that staff and killed him.
Oh!
His soul is trapped in the staff.
Oh!
No.
Oh,
Hal the Red takes a big step back and looks at this.
Mudman.
So, as you can see, my Mudman magic worked perfectly. This was exactly what we were hoping for,
Oh, no.
because
Oh, God.
Well, far be it from me to say no to myself. I said kill him, and so you did. Welcome, lieutenants, to the Laughing Companions. I shall show you to your rooms.
Should we?
What? Ask about Amma. Ask about Amma.
Oh, God. It's so tall.
All right. I'll just take my staff with me.
And this body here?
I'm gonna take the body with me too. That's part of Mudman magic. Mudmen typically like to dispose of the body in ceremonial mud of the Mudmen. So I'm just gonna carry him. But he said,
Put him in the trench coat. Put him in the trench coat.
Phil.
What?
Don't forget.
sorry,
about
and I'm craving another hard candy.
Phil.
I keep them in my pants.
Is that how the oil works? Is that the oil?
I don't know. I think we need to get in there, find Amma, and get out quickly. But I think we need to bring Raz's body with us.
I have to
Do
go.
you think we could temporarily find a way to get his friend that's trapped in the stone to get in his body?
What? I want Raz to
And at
get.
least, I know, but until we can find a way to get Raz back in his body, we have a soul right there. Maybe if we put the rock in his mouth or something, I don't know. We have to find a way to get the body back with us, and we can't carry it.
Oh, yeah, his friend could go into the body and then use his body.
The heck is going on?
And he died. We killed him.
I didn't kill him. I killed him. I hit him with the staff. Kill people. You looked at it. We're all sharing the blame here.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And I am not going to be the one to tell Gregory that we killed Raz.
Don't tell him. We can't tell him. Put the stone in his mouth.
This is our secret until we figure this out. Okay.
So none of you are necromancers, nor do you know the nuances of necromantic magic and soul magic.
No.
But you do open up the pouch of rocks and pour it into Raz's mouth.
Come on.
Rocks.
Raz, what was the name of your best friend whose soul you accidentally trapped all those years ago?
It was Levin.
Levin. Raz, you're in your bedroom. There's a knock on the door, and you get up and you open it, and it's your friend, Levin. Raz.
Oh, hey!
Hey!
Oh my God!
All right.
What are you doing here?
Honestly, I don't know. The last time. Hold on. What were we doing? Weren't we fishing?
We were fishing.
We were fishing. What?
Levin, I'm so sorry. Levin,
What are you
I'm
sorry
so
for?
sorry.
Why are we in a church?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
What
I'm
happened?
dead.
No.
What are you talking about? You're not dead. I'm looking at you.
We're dead.
I'm dead?
We're dead.
Oh.
This is the afterlife?
Will, you killed me.
Who's Vil? Am I mad at Vil too? Raz, tell me if I should be mad.
Leave it. You should first of all be mad at me because I captured your soul in a stone and I didn't know how to get you out, and I've been carrying you with me for over 20 years. And now I'm here too. Wait, but you're not dead. You're not dead. You're in a stone. Your soul is in a stone. Your soul is in a stone. So my soul must also be in a stone.
Wait. 20 years?
Yeah. Well, you're still with me though. You're still in my sack. So your soul
We were fishing 20 years ago.
Yeah, yep.
And I've been in a stone in your pocket for 20 years?
Safe and sound and warm and well taken care of for 20 years.
Wait, now are we in a different stone?
I don't know. I don't know where I am. I don't know. I don't know if this is the afterlife or like a Dante style purgatory, or what is this? I don't know. But you're here. I'm happy to see you.
I'm also happy to see you, but I have questions.
Me too.
Okay, all right, we're gonna sort this out.
Okay.
We're gonna sort it out like it was some of our old fishing trips where we would talk for a while and figure things out.
Oh boy, the River Brothers are back, baby!
The River Brothers are back, but I am very confused. Let's switch back to outside the Soul Stone. So the three of you, or I guess technically the two of you, Mudman and Tallboy, are well, you're being shown through the castle of the Laughing Companions. You're being introduced. People do not know how to make sense of all of this. But you are literally Hal the Red, big smile on his face, keeps introducing you as new lieutenants. You are shown to your quarters. There you have, this place is not fancy, but you have big stone rooms with windows and places for the things you can steal from the highways.
I've been dragging Raz's body by the ankle down the hallway.
You are, which honestly is kind of earning you some points here. And eventually you're kind of doing a loop. There's an armory in here. There's a couple of people that are clearly not blacksmiths, but they're trying to forge new weapons and stuff. Like they're putting something together here. You see, and Hal the Red says, "Well, these are our blacksmiths in training. That's Gregor there, and that's Amma. Amma's a fresh recruit, just like the two of you."
Amma, hello. It's nice to meet you for the first time. Please, can you help me set up my chambers?
Amma looks at Hal the Red. "Well, technically, I just made them lieutenants, so you should probably do what they say."
I simply need help with my chambers.
Yes, and I'm too tall to set up the lower part of my chambers myself. Might you help me as well? I'm tall.
Yeah. Tallboy can only decorate the top half of the walls, but anything below that, he's gonna need help with.
Too tall.
Yeah. So, Amma relents after Hal kind of gives her a shrug, and all of you pile into one of your big stone staterooms, and then you close the door.
Oh my
Listen.
gosh.
Okay, what is this?
Amma.
Keep your voice down. I'm not really a mudman.
Is that a corpse? Did you kill someone?
To be determined.
We don't know. We didn't mean to kill him.
All of this happened because of your parents. They miss you very much, and they want the best for you. And so we have come here to help you get out of here and go make a good life. We don't agree with your parents' decision to not let you go to the school that you want to, and so we are more than happy to be the muscle behind your argument towards going to the school you want to, but you do need to go home. We've already killed one person today.
For the love of Enteresh, just go home, please.
Aren't you that group of heroes that are trying to join the Knights of Prospect?
Yeah. You are smart, Alma. We knew it all along.
Yeah, that's us.
Smart. You need to, for the sake of Raz. He died.
Okay, he may have died.
He's
He
not
already
alive. That's the only binary, life or death. Or maybe he's not dead.
Okay. Winnie, I want you to just do it. It's all three of you are trying to convince Alma to go home. But I want you to roll 2d6 plus your charisma, plus 1 for Jelly, plus 1 for Vil, plus 1 for the corpse of Raz that's really adding a lot of gravitas to the situation. Tell me what you get.
14.
You know, since I got here, I felt a little over my head. And I think this is kind of putting an exclamation point on that. Fine. Yes, I can't just run from my problems. I can't just run from my family. I'm going to go home. You're absolutely right. I'm going to gather my things. I'm going to pretend to chop some wood, and then I'm going to go.
Great.
Great.
Good. Yeah.
We're right behind you.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be your own person and to have autonomy, but you have to talk to your parents. It's the right thing. You're doing the right thing, Alma.
Yeah.
I know you're many years younger than me, but you have a wisdom that belays your age. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. You're right. You're all right, and I'm very, very sorry for your loss.
It's the alleged loss.
We'll see.
Thank you.
A lot of strange things happen.
We're in the denial phase of grief right now.
All right. Okay. Let's simmer down.
And so, Alma leaves. She does exactly what she says. She kind of gathers her things and heads out into the woods. And as you said, you did much the same. Mudman and Tall Boy carrying a corpse left the castle of the Laughing Companions and started making your way back. Meanwhile, Raz, you and Levin you're playing a card game. What's the name of the card game?
It is called Diamond Ditch.
All right. Okay, fine. You've got 2 in the ditch, but Diamond.
You're cheating. That's
all right, baby.
I'm
I'm cheating. Cheating, leaving. But you know what? That's just what happens when you're in the river, bros. Hey! And we're going to end it right there. So, very exciting adventures for all of you prospective Knights of Prospect. So, thank you all very much, you magnificent adventurers. And thank you all for tuning in from your homes or wherever it was that you were just now. If you like what you see here and say, hey, you know what? Watching comedy on Twitch sounds pretty good to me. Be sure to follow 2MB Studios on Twitch. There is amazing programming at this point every single day of the week. And also be sure to like us on Facebook at Knights of Prospect and our YouTube channel of Knights of Prospect. You can catch up on all of our previous adventures. This was number 15. So there are 14 in the queue for you to enjoy. Thank you, everybody. And we will be back next Saturday at 8 p.m. Good night.